we've seen saw Ursa's get pressured yesterday, which is pretty effective. So I have some faith if Void Spirit has an okay laning stage, if he doesn't get ganked again successfully by like the Lion plus support duo of whatever Kingslayer's playing, then maybe he can be the guy that pressures the Ursa really heavily and buys them more time in this match. So I think seeing how they react to the likely rotations from those supports is going to be one of the cool different things that we might see this match. And they're actually defending their safe lane and bounty runes is not super common here.
Might look to see if they can get a real poke on this, but they'll just take the rune and won't try and chase down the Axe any further. And looking at some of the cores here, the Luna from Empire, I mean, we've seen some other teams try the Luna. It doesn't have seemed to really be with great success in most of the games that we've covered here in EU and CIS. I mean, what are sort of your opinions on the hero right now, and why are we seeing teams go for the Luna?
Yeah, I've played her a little bit, so I feel semi-comfortable saying that she can have, like, her laning stage is a little vulnerable, but it's okay offensively. Like, you give your ally a lot of damage, but it being a clockwork kind of shows to me that she's just going to try to get as much farm as possible. I don't expect her to get kills, and in that sense, she's a little vulnerable to a hero like Lion, because between Lion and Tide, they should be able to kill her if clockwork makes big mistakes. So, I mean, she farms really fast, obviously, and she's fast in the sense that she applies a lot of magic damage with Eclipse, but it's a little hard to use it compared to some other carries, so I'm not 100% that it's going to work out.
Now we'll see what Smiling Knight is able to achieve this game. And we'll see mid, and obviously last game GPK had an excellent start to the game from lane to those first few early rotations. And do you think that we're going to see a similar thing here as just GPK sort of got the lane start to give him that good beginning again?
Yeah, I assume that we will see rotations again coming towards him, but it all comes down to like the wards that spot them rotating over. I think both cases, when they ganked mid last game, they neither support smoked, I'm pretty sure, as they approach, so they should be able to identify that this time, and if they can, it's going to buy more time for the supports to get levels, and they get the clockwork online a little bit faster, which you might otherwise have trouble with. But so far, Monkey doing pretty good. 9-5 versus the 4-2 of Void Spirit. It is not a great matchup here for Void if he keeps getting slapped like this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's not really one that gets any better, right? I mean, I guess Gwyn, when he's got a couple of points to Resonant Pulse, it's a little easier to secure some CS with that. But overall, he's going to have a lot denied from him by this Monkey King in the mid.
GPK is just doing such a good job here, contesting every last hit, basically. Running at his opponent when his opponent wants to go for range creeps, that kind of thing makes it very tough to play. Big double wave here. 2.5 almost for Empire on the top lane. Tide going to get in there, try to Anchor Smash, but at least Smiling Knight doesn't have to deal with being a melee hero against Anchor Smash this time, so he's just going to sit back, try to get his last hits.
And so far, able to do so here on the Luna. No struggles for Smiling Knight when it comes to the farm. I'm going to see Eknart trying to do his best to poke at DM, but of course, Tide being Tide, DM not really caring too much about that harass at all.
And Clock's got to be upset about that, though, because before he went for that range creep and he did secure it, he got his mana drained pretty heavily. And now Clockwork 5 with no mana is pretty useless, actually. He's got high raw HP, his damage is okay, but his armor's low. So any other engagements he does just aren't going to look good. So now this lane just looks kind of funky, and it actually makes the Lion support look really effective. The pull connects, but Tide can contest this, and actually, he's just dead, I think.
He is. They catch him with the stun. Yeah. I mean, probably a little bit of him that's like, well, at least I'll have my mana back. But obviously still, definitely good news for VP and for DM there on the Tide, getting that first blood bonus.
Yep, he went to go start the pull. He thought his opponents were going to semi-disconnect, but then Tide just turns and gushes, and easy rundown at that point. If he has Cogs, yeah, he can keep himself alive, but no mana for him. So for now, he's a courier. Brings a new Tango set to Luna, and lane resumes.
We'll see save as well, blocking the Spore Camp, making sure there's not going to be any further chance for Empire to try and recover the lane position up top. Side lanes, though, Empire's cores are farming fine. It really is just this mid lane where we are once again starting to see a really big difference, 25 and 8 against the 13 for 3 as GPK close to doubling that. Do manage to get save. As,
nicely done. Yeah. They catch him in battery assault Cogs, and Luna's damage output from range is excellent in this circumstance. Maybe can't attack through the cogs necessarily, but despite all this, Tide's still last hitting really well. 28 last hits for him compared to the 23 of Luna. They're going to go on him, actually. It's a big wave here, though. This looks a little hard. Okay, this is great. Push the creeps away. Now he's taking full damage.
Still got the stick charges, but your DM's getting very low, and they'll be able to get the kill. Yeah, Eknal finding some a perfect position there for the cogs.
He really did. And it looked a little iffy. There's so many creeps there, but like you said, the cog push was excellent. And in this whole time, Luna's right-clicking, Clock is right-clicking, and they get that bonus damage. So that's a big kill that I don't think VP expected to happen here. Going similar build on Tide this game. And some fight bottom.
And Nightfall, he's going to try and jump in, but won't be able to lock down onto save. Still has a dive available. And Patushra just too tanky for him to really fully commit on right now.
They're both last hitting well. Axe is sitting at 27, Ursa's sitting at 31, but the big disparity is still going to come from the mid lane. And in some ways, we haven't seen the supports roam, but I think it just clearly doesn't matter. GPK could get a kill with a support roam, but he's also just beating his opponent by sticking mid here by himself. So I think the one thing that's going to change things is obviously Void Spirit is much better at ganking than Monkey King is. CM in trouble, though.
Patushra able to step up, get the call. Burn here from Sayer's Spirits, bringing Kingslayer down. He should tick out to the Battle Hunger, and he will. He'll fall, but now the response is there from GPK. He's going to head towards Sayer, and he'll find it. See if he's able to maybe do something about Patushra. But the Boundless already being used, and just that level 1 jump. Not going to have the chance to chase down anything else here.
He done. And Lion picks up the DD at the top and he rotated over, so no DD to go on Void Spear, which would have been huge right now. Refills his bottle, can use that to gank with Astral Steps, so really big play by Save there while the Monkey King was gone from the mid lane, so pretty cool.
They're coming back over to mid.
They're going to try.
If they got enough lockdown, that they do, they'll be able to find him. That, as you said, the DD
and
room
the boots
making the difference.
My God, and he killed the courier with boots on it too. Oh, so painful.
I mean, that was they knew that GPK was coming back round. They hit him with the scan, yeah. So they knew that he was by that small camp. I guess just wasn't quite prepared for him to come. It was sort of about 10 seconds after the scan ended. Yeah, definitely an unfortunate, painful death there from Gwyn. And as you say, Save making that move and being around that area, just securing that opportunity.
It's possible they didn't communicate that he had Jingu Mastery, because that was the big difference maker. His 4th hit was the one that killed the Phoenix. So he comes to lane and gets a huge Boundless Strike and a couple big damage hits. So if not for all that extra damage, or maybe even the DD on Lion, he stays alive there, even though he would have taken a lot of damage. So
GPK
by himself now.
He's hunting for more Zeknat. He's going to try and run, but Save. He's got the extra bit of lockdown. Zeknat actually looking to just try and deny himself to some of the neutrals. It's not going to happen. GPK finishing him off very easily here with the 3 points in his Boundless Strike, and immediately down bottom. I mean, look how quick GPK is just moving across the map. He's straight down to here. Patushra will get the call off, so we'll buy time for him to step back. They're going to dive back in. They brought Smiling Knight down here. So Smiling Knight does have the Eclipse ready to go. Boundless, down as the 2 of them. Smiling Knight still trying to chase in, and Gwimbly's coming in from the side. Looking to get the catch on the Kingslayer, and with the setup into the Lucent Beam, they'll find one. Now diving in for more. Gwyn turns over towards Nightfall. Nightfall still yet to hit the 6, so doesn't have the erase to rely on, but DM, he's in with the Ravage onto both of the cores. Sets up for the kill onto Gwyn. Now Smiling Knight, he's pretty deep and he has to run, but they're chasing. GPK comes in from the side. He's not even using the Eclipse, knows that there's not going to be enough damage to bring any of these heroes down with him. As VP respond with the numbers, and will manage to come out on top of that trade there, holding on around their tower against a team, you know, Empire. They really tried to make something happen there, bringing the Luna in.
Yeah, I mean, it was good that Void Spirit goes in to get a kill there, but he was a little overextended by the end of the CM finally falling, and all it took was Tide teleporting in with enough mana for that fight to just be completely one-sided. So, and in the meantime, Lion got another stack off on the large camp. He roamed mid, he got some more experience, and he's almost level 6, which is an excellent position to be on Lion. Get the ulti up faster, and now your ganks just become even simpler. So, no deaths on Nightfall either. Like, the net worth is just looking amazing for a VP side. 4K advantage at 9 minutes is ridiculous.
And you like this sort of build-up as well, this game on the mid Monkey King, GPK's. He's just going to try and get this Deso online as soon as he can.
It's interesting for sure. It's going to make his pressure a little bit easier. Like most of the time we see something like an Ags to you know, accelerate your farming and stuff like that, but he's playing Space Creator. He's been doing this constantly since he started TPing around the map. He's going for kills, and having minus armor against low armor heroes like Phoenix or Clockwork is actually really effective. Might not be the best against like Luna type heroes, but right now this is a perfect circumstance to have some minus armor.
It's going to start things on to say. Say does have the dive. Didn't quite get the tree of GPK though, so GPK is able to instantly hop off, continue to chase. He's trying to get out of the map with the Sunray, and he's going to get dragged straight back into the map. He can't escape the game as another kill is granted for GPK.
Up bottom now, he's going to keep going. He's got ulti.
I mean, he's just so quick. He's so quick with these movements. I mean, we could pretty much just keep the camera on GPK as he is finding every single bit of action from top to bottom. No hesitations, no downtime at all for this Monkey King. As 503 now being involved in 8 of the 9 kills, it really is just sort of the GPK show.
I really had doubts that he was going to be able to roam effectively, but he's like doing some some classic Thompson material, going mid on Monkey King, doing well in his lane, and then he's just moving around, dumpstering everyone else in the game. Clockwork is still not level 6 yet, the hero that stabilized the lane a little bit, but can't actually gank until he gets that picked up. And the rest of the heroes in the game are just trying to catch up. Luna's doing okay on net worth with the Mask Madness picked up, and she's queuing up a Yasha into Ags, but it's going to be a while until she feels really good in a fight here.
Empire trying to use their potential grouped up to go for a tower. Eknart on the side does find Save. Save trying to get his way out of the cogs, but he's not going to get out of this. Gwyn follows up, gets the kill over towards mid. GPK has already made the jump in onto Patushra as this Axe tries to retreat. They've got the Ravage out onto all the 3 of them. Boundless Strike down, finishes off the Axe. GPK turns over towards the second, takes out Gwyn. They take down Eknart, as it's just too much of a team to push into. Each time, DM, he's got the Ravage up, and it's always just going to be a recipe for disaster trying to fight into this tide underneath the tower.
I mean, it was perfect circumstances for Empire considering though, right? Like Clock, the least farmed hero on his team, ends up solo killing the 4 position here with a little help from the Void Spirit. But everything after that just got a little too clumped. The raw HP on the Virtus Pro side is really high. The Hood on Tide at this point, he loves to walk into an Eclipse at this phase of the game. He'd much rather eat that up over his allies. And it was also the fact that Monkey King was able to start things off getting effectively 4 hits in on Axe. Axe does not have Blink Dagger yet, so Axe isn't able to be as effective of a hero as Tidehunter is at this moment in time. And net worth not even counting. So really hard game for Empire to take the fight, but they do get the tier 1 at least.
On top, they do have a DD on Gwyn, so some good damage to set up onto Nightfall, and no ult for a few seconds. So there isn't any safety for the Sirius. Nightfall gets taken out. Quick solid jump there with that smoke up from Gwyn. Catches him off guard. Same time down bottom, Smiling Knight, he's alone. GPK is in upon him. And kills like this, I mean, GPK, is that pretty much giving him the deso it has? So you're going to have this 12-minute Desolator done on the Monkey King.
Be a lot of minus armor. Curiously, no Orb of Corrosion this game for the Monkey, no Orb of Venom. He's just confident in his high movement speed. Phase really pays off in this way, that he's just going to be faster than every other hero on the entire map. So see what he does with the Deso now. -7 armor is like a 30% damage increase or something like that. He's maxed out his Boundless Strike levels really early to just try to maximize how much damage he can do after getting these Jingu Mastery stacks. So who's the next victim? That's what I'm curious about. He's not even farming these stacks. There's like a perfectly good 3-stack here that he could just kill instantly, but no. He wants to kill cores.
Oh, he wants blood.
Farming.
He wants blood. And he doesn't want to annoy his Ursa. I'm sure Nightfall's laying claim to those stacks with his Battle Fury. That's also now complete. So his farm's going to continue to go up massively, and at a pace that Empire's going to struggle to deal with. Bottom lane, they're going to find the setup. In they go on a Smiling Knight. It's an easy kill, as the egg will be popped, but far out of the range of anyone on VP. I don't care about that Supernova at all. Empire still with 4 heroes around here, but it's still so hard to get anything going against VP, especially when GPK is in the neighborhood.
There's just nothing that Luna can do in that circumstance. She's on strength treads. She's at max net worth that she could have more or less. But against -7 armor from Deso and -4 armor from Gush, she just dies instantly. That was like 1 stun and she's going down. Like, how can she play the front line? Somebody else has to do it, and Axe can't until he gets a Blink Dagger. His net worth is behind where it should be probably, but we're just really seeing the net worth disparities make it very hard for Empire to fight as long as VP is in position and playing correctly, and they have been.
And all these kills and action that GPK has been finding, the level difference also really starting to add up. You know, level 12 in this Monkey King, closest in the game, level 10, you know, sort of clear 2 levels ahead of anyone on the side of Empire. I'm going for that BKB next. I mean, once GPK has that, Empire are going to struggle massively to take him down. It will be a long time until this Luna has any sort of serious physical punch to cut through a Monkey King, especially when he has the Wukongs out.
And on the bright side, Empire still have their abilities ready, but so do their opponents. Ravage is still available, and Tide just finishes Blink Dagger. So if they do get a decent catch or group up a little bit too much, you're going to see a Ravage followed by Monkey King. Oh, hookshot almost catching him there. That could have been really good. Don't know if they would have had enough damage, but...
Yeah, it would have been pretty deep if it'd gone in and got that latch behind the tower.
Maybe some other follow-up, it could have been okay, but scary. Luna's shaving off the Yasha now. He's just going... actually, I'm sorry. That's not right. He does have Yasha coming now. So a little bit more movement speed, but still low HP.
I mean, Gwyn, he's going to look for the kill onto Save. Save buying himself some time, and as you say, DM having Ravage up. Empire's got to be careful how they go in on this. Dissimulate off to the side. Gwyn, he's realized this is not an area for him to continue to poke.
We'll turn this tide to our
They really do have to respect fighting around DM.
Yeah, he could have Ravaged at any point, Blink and Ravage, but he's just buying time. He knows that if his opponents don't take this tier 1, they can't farm the jungle. And on the opposite side of the map, Ursa is getting literally everything he wants. Full Yasha finish after Battle Fury's net worth is 3,000 ahead of what Luna has. And one more item, and he's just going to be able to solo kill any hero on the enemy team.
Axe not. He's stepping in. He does have hook shot. But he's tanking the tower. DM's just going to come in with the counterplay, jump him with the Ravage onto the two of them. It's a solid call from Tushira, getting them out to the side of the egg, and that will allow the Supernova to go off. Now the problem is, do they actually have damage after this combo to get any of the kills? It doesn't look like it. They try and step forward. Nightfall's picked up a triple. It was a great call, but 7k down, and as you can see, they just didn't have anything to actually take anyone down after hitting them with this call into Supernova stun.
I think they used all their abilities on Empire really well, especially Phoenix diving to that tree line and dropping the egg. He knew the trees would get destroyed and he could catch Monkey, but GPK jumped on the ground in anticipation of this, and that's why he still got a lot of his impact off in that fight. Most importantly, eventually throwing the stun and the Deso on the Luna, who gets bursted down. So they tried, and it was fairly well executed, but the net worth disadvantage is really showing now. The Nurse almost has twice the net worth of the Luna at this moment.
It's getting rough. It's getting rough this game too. Arguably rougher than game 1 was with some of the sort of timings, and you say the numbers that we're seeing on these core matchups. And VP, they're ready to keep the pressure on. Smoke's up. Roshan is there. Of course, very easy for them to take with this Ursa lineup. They want to do so, and of course having the Deso on GPK. But you know, they've got a lot of options here, VP. They can go for Roche, they can go for kills, they can pretty much do what they want right now with the strength that they have. Gwyn trying to start something here in the mid lane, over to the side. Save, he found the setup, found the opening. Onto Patushira as he tries to get the call off. It's not going to happen. The hook shot comes in from Eknar in onto Save. Save might go down here, so at least finding the Lion. But 2 heroes out, Eknar as well to fall. As it's just another trade. The VP continue to come out and top and Save. He doesn't want to waste any time out of the game. He's just going to buy back so he can continue to play.
I guess so. They're just happy tipping him. He doesn't care. He's already got Blink Dagger. Like, actually,
he doesn't need anything else.
Gold mean much to him?
Yeah.
It's not much at this point. Yeah. He's so set. He just needs to be there to initiate. He's the clearest guy that can initiate, catch any hero, and guarantee that Monkey King kills him afterwards. And that's actually an insane threat. Monkey has huge mobility built into his toolkit. Lion just has to be there to disable the place sort of close to Monkey, and Monkey effectively is his tear plus 6 seconds of disable. So, very good to have Save on the map still.
GPK just half a recipe away from having that done. And at Nightfall, how's his BKB looking? He's got the hammer well onto his. Empire, knowing that their only real way back into this is to find some sort of big catch, big pick off. They just keep trying to hit VP with the smoke, see if they can catch them unprepared, but it doesn't look to happen as VP sticking very solidly as the full 5-man, taking this tier 2 tower top. They'll start to sweep up here, Empire. We'll see if they can find any sort of jump onto the backliners, but it's going to be very hard.
A lot of heroes right now. Axe Call's gonna be the big thing with Blink here. He's got to grab like 2 heroes at least with good egg position. Clockwork disrupting the backline.
Nightfall's just running in, say it. Has to dive away. Rukon's commands down. There's the Ravage onto the 3 of them. Sets up for Eknart to be completely ignored as GPK jumps over towards the Luna. Patushra does find the call. They'll pop the Eclipse, but they just kill the Luna so damn quickly as it's a team wipe. VP cleaning up every single member of Empire as it's only the CM Kingslayer going down for VP.
Nightfall played that fight perfectly. He ran up to the high ground knowing he's got Aegis, he's got Enrage. There's almost nothing that he could run in that he's scared about. Even if he gets like called into Eclipse and dies, he's got Aegis, right? So what he does is he runs in the back line and he just follows the Phoenix. He just ran after him, forced dive out, and then continued running at him. He knows that he doesn't need to participate in the fight because they're so far ahead, so he just kept zoning him. Ends up killing Phoenix over by the Roche pit. No egg popped, and it just made sure that the Monkey King is completely on pressure. There's like no big team fight swing that was going to protect the Luna.
Smiling Knight. Got about half the goal for the Axe, but you know, until he has that, he's still going to have to sort of stand in the midst of these fights to get an opportunity with the Eclipse. And as we see, he just dies so quickly. Mid lane Gwyn will manage to jump out. I've got to be, I mean, Smiling Knight and Gwyn, they're running at them. There's a lot of VP around. Got to really keep their distance and be careful how they try and make the jump on them. Say it. He's been committed on. He'll buy back straight away. Hook shot attempted from Eknart. Patushra getting the call off onto GPK. GPK, he's still got the BKB. They turn over, take the Supernova out. Immediately, Patushra will fall to die back from Seu. Smiling Knight cannot escape this, as we may just see the Gs be dropped pretty soon. And there they are, on cue. The GGs are there. Empire will tap out of this one, 32-9, 20k lead for VP here in this game too. They'll take the series.